What's up guys, this is Automotive Anonymous, and if you're new to my channel, I do a lot of cool stuff like 0 to 60s, car reviews, truck reviews, and stuff like that. Today, we have the 2023 Mazda CX-5 in Eternal Blue Mica, which is a pretty darn cool color. It was generously borrowed by those guys in Southern Idaho, so I'm gonna link it below because they're a good dealer to work with. Otherwise, we're gonna get right into it. With the walk around, go through the specs, initial driving impressions, 0 to 60 with the GPS, and final thoughts to decide, is this 23 CX-5 Premium Plus worth your time and money? The Premium Plus is the 6th of the 8 trim levels. The base would start at about $26,000. This one's actually closer to $35,000, but after destination, you're looking at almost 37 grand. And it offers a lot. There's a reason why Mazda sells about 186,000 of these a year in the United States, over 300,000 a year globally, and over 3 million combined. We're in the 7th year of the 2nd generation of the CX-5, so even though it's an aging platform, it looks really good. And you know, all the kinks have been worked out. This is a very proven, reliable CUV platform that competes against things like the RAV4, the Honda CR-V, the Subarus, you know, the Crosstrek it's a little bit bigger than, but the Forester and the Outback it's a little bit smaller than. They're roughly 5.5 feet tall, 6 feet wide, 15 feet long, so it should fit in your garage or a parking space pretty nicely. It's pretty capable with all-wheel drive and 7.6 inches of ground clearance and a 462 final drive ratio, so that 4-cylinder puts the power down pretty good. But I'll show you the engine in just a little bit. They weigh only 3,300 to 3,800 pounds depending on the all-wheel drive system and the engine, just how it's overall configured. And with a gas tank located on the driver's side, you're getting 24 city, 30 highway with a 15-gallon tank. That's about 450 miles of cruising on the road trip you're going on, baby. These are a top safety pick plus, so you do get things standard like LED lighting, blind spot monitoring, the heads-up display, which works really well, adaptive cruise control, and all those type of features. I do physical therapy full-time. I work with people who are in car accidents, and you really do want to be driving a safe vehicle. Well, let's look at the wheels and then hop in the car. They're 225, 55, 19, and an all-season Toyo A36. The two-tone wheel looks really good. On the door panel, we get some really nice soft-touch, high-end features with some good stitching, kind of like a wood trim, and then the brushed aluminum with some piano black. You're not really missing out on anything right there, especially when you have the Bose speakers, a nice big bottle holder with a bellowed out door pocket, and enough room for a whole lot of stuff. What are you gonna put in there? Leave it in the comments below. Nothing on the door sill, just the plastic. You got all-weather CX-5 listed mats, rubberized pedals, hood release gas door features there on what this offers. And then you get the lighting stock on the left of the wheel, 8-way adjustment seats with 2-stage memory. They look pretty darn good, leading you up to the sunroof up top. But let's hop in, let's see what else we get and how it starts up. Push button start. It has proximity key features for keyless entry, and the leather wrapped wheel feels really good in the hand. Audio and volume controls on the left, cruise control on the right, and then you can see the heads-up display. Hopefully that catches on camera, which looks really good. Mazda gauges are really clean. They look timeless in my opinion. I really do like them. Then you got the paddles on the wheel. Over here, we get the display. Let's see, is this one a touchscreen? It is not, but we do have good ventilation, physical buttons, heated seats, heated steering wheel. And then just so the rest of the HVAC controls are all controlled well. We have a 12-volt down here, and then a rubberized, pretty big cubby. Piano black again around the shifter. If you really want to have some fun, slap it over to manual mode, play musical gears all you want with that 6-speed. And then you have sport or off-road mode, or normal. 2 cup holders down here. Just in front of them, electronic parking brake, auto vehicle hold. And then you get the famous Mazda scrolly dial with the home, the audio, the navigation if you have the card inserted, and then the volume, which can also turn off the screen. Scrolly dial works pretty darn good, or if I hold that volume button, the screen can turn off. These Bose speakers honestly sound fantastic in this car. If you can swing a model that has Bose certainly do. We got the lifty tray, 2 USBs, and a 12 volt, and then that's where you would tuck in the memory card right there. Not too bad. The capacity of it is pretty standard for this class of vehicle. And then up top we got the buttons for the garage door and the power rear view mirror. And then we can tilt, or we can slide. Let some natural light in and enjoy the fresh air. Let me show you the rear view camera and then we'll hop in the back. The camera does look really good, but the lines do not turn as you're backing up. So keep that in mind. All right, let's turn off the car and sit behind herself. In the back seat, the door panel looks nearly identical, just minus a couple of those power controls. The pocket bellows out again. You could easily fit a bottle sideways, but yeah, not too bad. It doesn't advertise the Bose, but we know what we got. Nothing on the door sill. You can get all-weather mats. Really nice leather seats, which are easy to drop at the 40-60 split. You could either do it together or individually if you got something long to hide down the center of the vehicle. Sitting behind herself though, at 5'11", I have probably about an inch in front of my knees. I can be a backseat driver in style and comfort in the back of this Premium Plus because I have ventilation and 2 cup holders with some heated seats and some storage for my diary with some USBs. Whatever you want to hide in here, you can fit it if it fits within that space. Anyways, let's hop around the back and let's see what we get in the hatch. There's a couple ways to open it. There's a button on the left side of the driver wheel. We could open it with the remote, or there's a button under the Mazda emblem, as well as the key, the pin code, so you can set a pin and access the vehicle without having the key on you. We're gonna use the remote this time. Power lift on this model. 29 cubic feet of storage is what you get back here. And then you can always drop the seats and get up to 59 cubic feet. So it is a little bit bigger than the Crosstrek by about 4 or 5 cubic feet, but it's a bit smaller than the Outback or the Forester by about 20 cubic feet with all the seats down. Otherwise, we get a little bit of storage behind the wheel wells. You get a 12 volt and then the seat drop on that side. We get a temporary tire down here with the Bose subwoofer and some cubbies and some hidden cubbies. What are you guys hiding in your cubbies down there? I want to know. Comment below. Otherwise, we're going to drop the hatch. Check up on the passenger backside. Door panel, you guys know what they look like by now. Really nice soft touch materials. Armrest isn't super wide, but it is comfortable even though it's a little bit firm. You get a map pocket back here, so dueling backseat drivers, and it's a really nice looking seat. If you're riding shotgun though, what is offered to you? Basically the same door panel minus some of those controls and the memory adjustments down here, but we do still get power seats. The leather looks so good. No stamping or embroidery or anything, but it just looks timeless how it is. And then CX-5 floor mat with a glove box. And it's actually pretty deep on this model, but I don't see any USBs or any plugins or anything. Time to come around to the front and see what the Skyactiv G looks like. So let's pop the hood. Under the hood, the 187 horse, 186 pound-feet of torque, 2.5 Skyactiv G 4-cylinder, looks pretty darn good. And in Mazda style, everything's clean and easy to get to. You have the air filter, the ducting to the throttle body to the intake side. The exhaust side is on the other side. You have brake fluid reservoir, the battery, the positive and negative terminal on the driver's side of the vehicle. And then behind the Skyactiv G and the Mazda emblem, you get 0W20 full synthetic fill, you get the oil dipstick, and then because it's a traversely mounted engine, you get the alternator and the serpentine belt right here on the passenger side. But thankfully, it's pretty high up, pretty easy to get to. And then windshield washer reservoir right there. Good job, Mazda. It's a pretty stout engine for what it is. Let's drop the hood. And my favorite part, we're gonna teleport inside, take it for a drive, and see how fast it is. Initial driving impressions of the CX-5 Premium Plus are that it's a fantastic ride. Wind and road noise, not bad at all. Visibility is honestly pretty good. I really feel like I can see a lot out of this vehicle, especially with how big those side mirrors are, while being visually appealing from the exterior. And then because it's not a long vehicle, it's easy to look right through the vehicle through the rear view mirror. It's quiet when I'm just cruising around 40. The RPMs are about 1500, so that 6-speed knows what to do. If I go down to sport mode, you can see it downshifts, revs up a little bit higher, gives me kind of a red flare on the speedometer, so I know it means business. We'll go back to normal mode though. Overall, the ride quality of this vehicle is really good. The armrest comfort on both sides is just fantastic. The cup holders are low enough that they're out of the way unless you're drinking a tall boy sippy cup, something like that. I don't think you're gonna have any issues with straws or caps on your bottle. And it's all just easy to get to, and it's a lot of muscle memory for how you use the scrolly dial. You know, if you have to go over to manual mode to manually downshift for some reason, or you just gotta get to your pack of gum that's in that cubby right there. It's really easy to do. I'll give it a little bit of gas right here. The engine sounds good. I do think this vehicle feels a little bit quicker than it probably is, but the GPS will show that for sure. The turbo models I've driven are very punchy. Those are very impressive. But the non-turbo, even at 4,000 feet of altitude, this does really well. I love that Mazda's infotainment screen is not blocking visibility in any way, and it doesn't really take your vision or your attention, your focus off the road. And the blind spot monitoring on the mirrors does really good. It's easy to set the cruise control and set the distance you want. I hope that comes up on camera because it really looks good. It seems like it's about 10 inches above the hood for where I can see it based off of my height and my seating position, so it's almost perfect. Give it a little bit of gas again, maybe half throttle. Yeah, the engine's very responsive. The paddle shifters, they work well, but they're not the fastest I've seen. It's not like a dual clutch setup or anything. And then braking, I'll give it maybe half throttle, half pedal I mean. It feels pretty linear. There's not really any squishy points in there, so I like that. The Bose speakers just sound fantastic. If you can get a CX-5 that has Bose in the sub with the back and the spare tire, well, that is a really nice upgrade. It's cool that that's factory, that's standard equipment on the Premium Plus. And with that 9-foot wheelbase, the car feels really planted on the road. It's not class leading in ground clearance like a Subaru or something else would be, but I do feel like with a, you know, low mid 30-foot turning circle, this handles really well. It feels really refined, really sporty. It just holds its own really well, and the cabin is so quiet and comfortable inside. Mazda really seems to give you nice interiors that kind of punch above their class. Anyways guys, we're almost to a private road, so we'll do the 0 to 60 now. Altitude again is about 4,000 feet. Density altitude for how it's affected today is about 3,000 feet. So the vehicle is down on power about 10%. We're in sport mode. I'll brake rev the CVT. And true 0 to 60 came in at 9.5 seconds. For our area, being down about 10% on power, that's really not surprising, and it really doesn't feel that bad. If you're going through the mountains, if you're towing, if you have a vehicle weighted down a lot, maybe consider the turbo, because I have a few videos on that if you want to check them out. It is a couple seconds faster. But otherwise, you guys can see the bottom left of the graph to follow will show what it did without the foot of rollout. That's the way the magazine rates it, even though that's not the true 0 to 60. And keep in mind our altitude and that we're on my private road. We're not on a sticky drag strip, to explain the time. Let's get to our final thoughts. Final thoughts of the CX-5 in the Premium Plus trim is it rides really well. It's very loaded. The ride quality is just fantastic, and it handles the road really well. It's not too long of a CUV but it's capable enough to haul the people you care about and whatever stuff you got hiding in the back. These are really a good offering by Mazda, and again, there's no surprise why they sell 3 million of these globally, because they're fantastic. They look really well. Even though the platform is aging, Mazda has kept this very competitive with what else is on the market. The kinks are worked out. It's very good looking to a lot of people because it doesn't stand out. It's not flashy in the sense that it draws a lot of attention, but you know you're driving something special, and you feel pretty special when you're in the Mazda CX-5, especially a trim level like this or some of those other upper end trim levels I've driven. So what are you guys' thoughts? Would you buy one of these? Comment below, and then if you like my video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to show your support for the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.